Islam. Assalamu alaikum. Veda alaikum. Tonight we're going to be dealing with, I'm going to continue previewing my upcoming book, Moors and Masonry. We're looking to have the book done in about 2 months. I'll sell for $50. It's going to be 350-page book, 70 color pages. Book topic 1, the Moorish enslavement and ransoming of Europeans during the 15, 16, and 1700s. Re-examining the transatlantic slave trade story. Book topic 2, the federal government and the imperial divan restored to the Moors. Book topic 3, restoring the Moorish hereditary birthright title noble to the Moors. Book topic 4, restoring the Moorish sovereign titles, imperial potentate, royal monarch, sovereign grand commander, illustrious to the Moors. Now we learn in the European reconstructed history books, history, in the textbook that our children are being exposed to today, what they call United States history, and was falsely called, which is not all of American history, because American history goes back 50,000 years. American history is a chronicle of events, political events, cultural events, social events dating back 50,000 years, that of all of North America, all of South America, all of Central America, and all of the adjoining islands. So you're looking at those are political events that take place in those areas: North America, Central America, South America, and the adjoining islands. When we hear the term American history, because of European reconstructed history and social engineering, we have been conditioned to start with 1492. Christopher Columbus discovered America. We view that as the beginning of American history. We don't see the political and cultural events in Mexico, El Salvador, Costa Rica, Peru, Suriname, Dominica Republic, Cuba, El Salvador, Haiti, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Grenada, Guyana. We don't view the political, economic, and cultural events that take place there as part of American history. All right? Now, early colonization of the New World. Our children, as you were taught in school, they would begin with this part of early colonization of the New World. And you learned of Spain colonizing what they call the New World, since South America, parts of North America. Now, the question is, why does it begin with Spain and this Christopher Columbus discovering America? Why does it begin there? Why Spain? What role does Spain play? Now, are you aware? Now, we're going to one of the questions that most people ask me is, Abdullah, how do you know that we're Moors? Abdullah, how do you know that this is Morocco, this being what they falsely call the United States? How do you know that this is Morocco? You know? How do you know that those who classified as black, Negro, colored, Latino, Spanish, Puerto Rican are Moors? Where's your evidence, Abdullah? All right? So let's examine this in the context of this early colonization of the new, quote-unquote, New World. And I'm only using that because this is used in textbooks. This is used in textbooks. This subtitle is used in textbooks. All right, so give you something to get familiar with, and let's analyze it. Now, are you aware that between 711 and 1492, the Moors control Al-Andalusia? Al-Andalusia, or Al-Andalus, which is modern-day Spain, was controlled by us for a period of 800 years. Now, what I was going to show you is that there's a direct correlation between the Moors' fall and the Europeans' rise to world power. Their rise to world power and dominance is a direct correlation to their defeating us. Whom did they defeat? The Moors. These people, the Moors. Who were they warring with? The Moors. So 1492. So now the question is, 1492. What took place in 1492? Christopher Columbus discovered America. Are you aware in 1492 was when the Aragonese and the Castilians defeated the Moors, and ending the Moors, not in total defeat, that was when we lost the last stronghold in Granada in 1492. Look at that correlation, 1492. It's not a coincidence of why this year 1492 is so huge. This year 1492 has everything to do with the Moors and the Europeans. We lost our last stronghold in Granada. You have different Moorish regencies in Al-Andalus, Cordova, Castile, Seville, Cordova, Granada, and Granada was the last stronghold. But we weren't in total defeat in 1492. See, it appears these quote-unquote African scholars, whenever they talk about the Moors, and if they go into this area of 1492, they'll write that Moors were defeated in 1492, and as if we fell off the map and didn't exist anymore in 1492. And 1500, in the year 1500, we reorganized under the Saadian dynasty, Saadian, and we took control of the seas. We became the commercial, seafaring, and trading power. With the help of the Ottoman Empire, we were able to reorganize 1500. A lot of this information history is not told, and none of this is told in school at all. So we began with Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492, and then they go into the early colonization, or what they call the New World, totally wiping out your connection, totally wiping out that you controlled Al-Andalus for 800 years. It's as if it never happened. One of my former co-workers asked me in September 9th, 2011, as I was talking to him about Moors and Masonry, he said, Mr. Bey, history teacher, Moor classified as black in the United States Census Bureau, history teacher, degree in history. He said, Mr. Bey, how did the European come into world power and dominance? It shows you that he doesn't know much history. He has a degree in history now. I mean, that's something he should know. That he should know how the Europeans came into world power and dominance. That wasn't taught in school? Of how the Europeans came into world power and dominance? By defeating the Moors. The evidence is clear. So we control for 5 or 6 dynasties, we control our Andalus. Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand merged their kingdoms. It wasn't called Spain. There was no Spain in 900, 700, 800, 900, 1000, 1100, 1200, 1300. Our Andalus. Queen Elizabeth, Queen Isabella are Castile, and King Ferdinand or Aragon married in 1469 and merged their kingdom. That marriage formed a union between 2 kingdoms. The Aragonese, not Spanish people, Aragonese, not Spanish language, Aragonese, the language is either Aragonese or Castilian. The Castilian and Aragonese, Aragonese and Castile merged. It was at that point where they were able to muster enough economic and political power to defeat to end the Moors' last stronghold in Granada. Though there were wars prior to that, going back even to the 800s, 900s, all right? But the last stronghold ended in 1492. So there's a direct correlation of our defeat in the last stronghold in Granada and the early colonization of the New World. This is where 1492 comes in. You play a whole huge role. You're connected to this. And this is what they don't discuss in the textbooks. Now, continue here. What they write in the textbooks is that Spain, Portugal, the Netherlands, the Dutch, England, and France transported 10 million, what they call Africans, from the continent of Africa to North America, Central America, South America, and the adjoining islands from over the period of 300 years. Are you aware? See, if you look at every area, in 1578, we defeated Portugal in the Battle of Alcazar in 1578. We had battles with each one of these: Spain, Portugal, France, the Netherlands, and England. Treaties between France, the Netherlands, and England. We had the Ottoman Empire had a 250-year alliance with France, with Francis I and Suleiman the Magnificent. A 250-year alliance. You had an extensive alliance between France and Morocco. This information has been covered up. What the Europeans have done was, when they write history, what they call United States history, is that they only write about the relationship among each other, wars they had among each other, treaties that they had among each other, and they wipe you out as if you never existed. Moors, Mr. Bey, who are Moors? These 5,000 students had asked me, Mr. Bey, who's Moors? Moors? What's that? Did you say moron? Huh? Moors? Why is that? Why that exist? Why is this? Who's Moors? Why does that exist? We have this massive cover-up of history. You have European scholars who have written about this, but it's not part of textbook history. They're not asked to write about this in textbooks. So they wanted to shape your minds that you came from another continent and was transported. We were in position of power in the 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400. We control Al-Andalus. So, as I said, once again, in 1578, we have the battle of Alcazar. I'll continue right along. How do you know we're Moors? Who did the Europeans defeat? The Greeks. Applied a connotative meaning to Moor, and they defined Moor as black. Moor means black. Connotation. Moor doesn't mean black. That's a Greek connotation. The Greeks were describing the complexion. So now the complexion becomes the identity. They were describing the complexion of the people. Dark. Dark. So when they're saying black, dark. Moor doesn't mean black. How did this connotative meaning come into being, into existence? Moor has been giving a negative connotation. If you say to someone who speaks Spanish, moros, morenos, oh, that's a bad word. That's a bad word. Why is it perceived why is morenos perceived as a bad word? Why? Montemores. Montemores. What does Montemores mean? What does Montemores mean? Death. So what they did was apply a negative connotative meaning to your nationality. This is also part of your defeat. Bearing your history. Bearing your history. All right? Death to the Moors. In J.A. Rogers' book, Nature Knows the Color Line, he gives you, in chapter 6, Nature Knows the Color Line, the Negro as Moor in the coat of arms of European aristocratic families. And he shows Moors in the crest, the dark olive Moors in the crest. And there's names, European family names, that are derived from Moor. M-O-H-R, German. M-O-O-R-E, Morehouse, Morgan. All right? Different variations in different languages. Italian language, French, German, Welsh, Dutch. So these are, what happened was over the period of centuries, we had European women as concubines. So concubinage was huge. And we would say you would have 100, and he would have 200. And over the period of centuries, you see it lighten up. So now you see people like Osama bin Laden. But people's concept is that's what they always look like. Dark. And so how they get the lighten up came in through concubinage. We had Europeans on auction blocks. And so we would go into the auction blocks or auction houses, and we would buy about 100 European women. And it would be, of course, we would have sex with these European women. And so over the period of this, we're talking about over a period of centuries. I'm not talking about a 10-year, 20-year, 30-year period of centuries. So put in his mind of why do they start here, early colonization of the New World? And let's look at how do we know we're Moors? All right, 1500s. The Shriners Parade, as I said last time, is actually a parade that celebrates our defeat. Not a parade for just mere entertainment. There's a purpose to that parade. They're celebrating a defeat. There are festivals throughout Spain, annual festivals that celebrate your defeat. Mate de Moores. And I don't blame them. So I'm saying Mate de Moores. I don't blame them having dances and saying Mate de Moores, death to the Moors. I mean, you had them in captivity. So I don't blame them saying Mate de Moores because you would say Mate de Moores too. Because we had them in captivity. We cut their heads off. So they have them celebrate and say Mate de Moores, death to the Moors. They got statues with 4 Moors down in a chain. I don't blame them. They're not bad people because they're saying death to the Moors. Well, you think you were Tootie Good Shoes? Didn't do anything? Oh, that's right, you do. Okay. You think you're Tootie Good Shoes and African kings sold you into slavery. African kings sold 10 million Africans to Europeans. African kings sold 10 million Africans to Portuguese and Dutch and French. All right? These people so innocent and didn't do anything. That's a false history. The premise is false. But the Europeans are just beating you up and killing you for nothing? Is that you don't know the history, though. That's what it is. That you playing this victim role. In truth, the Europeans are the victims. They're just fighting back, but we're in total defeat right now. We're just in total defeat, and we're not fighting. We're in total defeat, and they're still fighting. And they have control of our land and our government. And they're still fighting. And they're killing, all right, to make sure you don't lie. But you're looking at it as pure hate based on your complexion. That is the most ignorant, asinine thing that I ever heard, that the Europeans hate us based on our complexion. That is the most ignorant, asinine statement that anyone could ever make. That they hate us because of your complexion. What about they're trying to maintain control of your land? What about they're trying to maintain control of your government? What about they're trying to maintain control of your estate? What about that? What about they got to keep you disorganized, killing and lynching, so that you wouldn't lie? What about that? So you won't take control of your land, your estate. What about that? Oh, that's because of your complexion. That's right, my bad. See, we bought that? All right? So we can control under the Sardinian Empire dynasty. Now, the Shriners Parade that they have, the Europeans have an annual Shriners Parade celebrating your defeat. And I said 2 weeks ago they had what they call Corvettes, the miniature cars that can be driven by, a man or a woman. And the Corvettes represents the speedboats, the little ships that we would sail, and we would approach the European ships and seize their entire ships and capture the entire crew. So it's in a reenactment of historical events. It's not just a mere parade for entertainment. It's a celebration of our defeat. Continuing right along. I said before that the Europeans have control of your government. This government here that you call United States government, this government here that you call European government, one is not United States government. One is not European government. This is a Moorish government. Moor is a substitute divan of the Moorish government. Or Grand Vizier. The impure divan, the Shriners use this structure. The impure divan is the national executive, the Moorish national executive body. This is the Moorish national executive body. The Europeans substituted impure divan. Those who are listening, divan is D-I-V-A-N. They substituted impure divan with the term presidential cabinet. Presidential cabinet. You're familiar with that, right? All right? They substituted the title and the head of the imperial divan. You have the Sultan or the Emperor of Morocco who appoints the Grand Vizier. The Grand Vizier is appointed by the Sultan or Emperor. W-A-Z-I-R, B-I-Z-I-R, B-I-Z-I-E-R. All right, variation of spellings. They substituted the term Grand Vizier with the word president. Barack Obama is the substitute Grand Vizier. What does this upcoming election have to do with the Moors? It has everything to do with the Moors. Why? Why does this upcoming election have everything to do with the Moors? The answer's on the board. Why does this upcoming election have everything to do with the Moors? The answer's on the board. Talk to me. Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump? That's why. So to say it doesn't have nothing to do with you, that means you don't know what time it is. That's one of them will be appointed or elected to your seat as a substitute Grand Vizier. That's why it has to do with you, because this is your government. Well, I ain't got nothing to do with me, man. That's the white man thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's the white man government. I ain't got nothing to do. And guess what? Europeans laughing all the way to the bank. Yeah, we got them dummies. Yeah, we did it again. They're disconnecting. They wrote the history in such a manner so you can disconnect, disassociate. They don't want you to connect. This is your government. We don't need to establish our government. The Moorish government is running right now. So I'm showing you. This structure was developed by us. It's been in place for several thousand years. So they simply substituted words. As they've done, they transliterate words
to what? To claim ownership of it. So you don't see the connection. They reshape images, they Europeanized images, so that you don't see the connection. So you think you African, but you ain't. That I thought I was. And you got my man, I love my man, they're Shingle. For the two white, called what? European holiday and what? African people genocide. That's a false title. And I love that. But I gotta tell like it is. I love Bear Shingle, but I gotta tell like it is. That's a false title. But he won't create genocide. He creates genocide. Why? Because he's saying European holiday, which is what? A disconnect. He disconnects you by classifying them as European holidays. What creates the mental genocide is that they Europeanize the images, not the holidays. The holidays are yours. That's an example of how the Europeans have tricked you. So it's a disconnect. I just wanted to show an example. All right? So what am I doing? Reconnecting. Reconnecting. So you got Mike Dicker, former tight end of the Chicago Bears, former head coach of the Chicago Bears, and former head coach of the New Orleans Saints. Mike Dicker said about, if you don't stand for the flag, if you can't stand for the flag and have respect, you need to get up. Arrogant. Colin Kaepernick, and Donald Trump pledge allegiance to the flag of the country. What I'm holding up, my brothers and sisters, the flag is a red field with a 5-pointed green star, which is the Moorish flag. That is the flag of the country. Is Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump pledge allegiance to the flag? Mike Dicker, you ain't pledging allegiance to the flag of the country. Mike Dicker, you need to get out of the country. Mike Dicker, you ain't standing for the flag of the country. I'm not doing, y'all. What they did was, come on, they playing us, bro. Playing us. They got us viewing the Star Spangled Banner flag as a flag and as the national flag of the country. They're playing us. It's a disconnect. And that's the whole key. They have a $500 million building. $500 million in Philadelphia called the National Constitution Center that they built. People all over. And they haven't built the Independence Hall. People all over see the light. They see the display. What they call the John Robert, Thomas, John Jay, Benjamin Franklin, John Hancock, Europeans, people. So they perpetuated over and over again, and on daily basis. And they got these wars of who's the government, thinking they came on ship somewhere. And they got us on defense. Yeah, Colin Kaepernick, death threats. He's received death threats, all right? I was on defense. Now we're on defense. Yeah, see, the reason why I ain't standing for the flag of the country, it ain't the flag of the country. Now he got a power, he's deaf dancing to them and everything, and I ain't really like that, and I ain't really against the country, and he's dancing to them. See, see, this is their country. They're the founders. So they want the premise that they're the founders of the country. And so you don't stand for the Star-Spangled Banner, you anti-government. Stand for the Star-Spangled Banner, you anti-country. Get out of my country. Get out of my country. Get out of my... See, it's arrogance. They got right. See, the arrogance. Get out. You don't like the flag of my country. See? Arrogance. The arrogance. They got the false issue on their side. This is your country. And I'm not telling them to get out. They ain't the founders. I'm not telling them to get out. See, I'm not going to take the position they're taking. I ain't no hater. Mike Dicker, I ain't taking your position. Mike Dicker, I ain't taking your position. I'm not telling you, Mike Dicker, to get out of my country. Mike Dicker, you can stay here. In my country, Mike Dicker. I'm not a hater. Mike Dicker. All right. I'm a founder. And I ain't tap dancing to you. I ain't tap dancing. You see, they promote the false history and they're arrogant. They take an arrogant stance. All right? Continue right along. And I do my antics to get the point across. That's all. That's all. I do my antics to get the point across. I know we sleep as sleep can be. So I do my antics to wake y'all up, because we sleep as sleep can be. We Rip Van Winkle. All right? Continue right along. You have Wazir, W-A-I-Z-R, once again, V-I-Z-I-R, V-I, variation of spelling, V-I-Z-I-E-R. They substituted the Arabic word Wazir with secretary. Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Education, Secretary of Commerce, all right? So you have the Dewan, or departments, Defense Department, Education Department, Treasury Department, Justice Department. These are yours. These are your departments. Commerce Department, Interior Department, Housing and Urban Department. These are your departments. These are your departments. But it's the false history that makes us disconnect. That's the whole motive, is to get you to disconnect and to see them as the founders. Continue right along. You have the Moorish National Legislative Body. The Moorish National Legislative Body is Majlis, M-A-J-L-I-S, is the Moorish National, I'll just put here, Legislative. What word do the Europeans use as a substitute? National Legislative Body. Come on, y'all. What word did the Europeans use to substitute? The National Legislative Body. Congress. They substituted Majlis with the word Congress, the Latin word Congress. All right? You have the Council of Elders. It's the Council of Elders. They substituted the Council of Elders or upper chamber with what? Senate. The word Senate. The word Senate, the Latin word Senate means elder. The Latin word etymology for the Latin word Senate means elder. Council of Elder, then you have the lower chamber is what? There you go. House of Representatives. This is your government. Teaching you all great skill. But showing you that this is our government. I'm making a connection. That this is our government. That your government is being functioned right now. But you don't need to establish a government. Why? It's already in place. You do what? Reclaim it. This is your government. All right, you have Moorish provincial governments. So what is you have Moorish provincial government, provincial, Provincial, Moorish provincial government. They substituted provincial government with what? State government. Same structure. The chief executive officer of the Moorish provincial government called Bey, B-E-Y. A Bey is a chief executive officer of the Moorish provincial government. They substituted Bey with what? What word did they substitute Bey with? Governor. Same structure, y'all. Moorish provincial palace. And substituted what? State house. State house. State house. Same structure, y'all. Same structure. Now, let's go down to county. Sharif, what word did they use? Sharif, what word did they use? There you go. Same structure. They substituted Sharif with sheriff, or transliterated Sharif into the word sheriff. Same title, same position, same structure. Of course, we think it's theirs. They're the founding fathers. They established some government in 1784 and 1785, and Continental Congress. Europeans established a government, the new government. Lie, 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 lie. And you see their images, and this brother right here sees their images in schools and textbooks. The founding fathers. Today, children, we're going to learn about the founding fathers of our new country. Yeah. What is your name?
I don't have a name. I have an appellation.
All right, good. So, what is your name?
I have an appellation.
What is your name?
I have an appellation.
All right. Now, what is your appellation?
My appellation is Ramses.
Ramses?
Yes.
All right, turn your textbook, turn your page to Founding Fathers. Today we're going to learn about the Founding Fathers. All right? We're going to learn about Alexander Hamilton and Barbara Morris, John Jay. All right? You like that, right?
No.
So we are indoctrinated. What do we do about it? Drew Ali said, no, the people must change their literature. And put this in its proper perspective. We be clear that this is our government. So I'm showing you I'm giving you this great cell structure here that they're already functioning in. It's already in place with the same structure. Continue right along. I'm going to be going to the Shriners, the Prince Hall Shriners Grants and Pure Session in August. And I'm going to be presenting this, teaching in this as I go as a vendor. I'm going to write a feature article, excerpt from Moors and Masonry. The book will be done in 2 months. All right. Now, so how do we know that we're Moors? Who did the Europeans defeat? Who were the Europeans paying annual ransom to? Who was seizing European ships? William Davis, Robert Davis, professor of Italian Renaissance history at Ohio State University. His name is Robert Davis. He wrote the book, White Slave, Muslim Master. White Slave, Muslim Master. That's one of the books. And he said that the scholars do not write about the European Moorish enslavement of Europeans because they want to maintain this false premise of European world dominance. It interrupts. It pumps holes in this European world dominance during the 1600s. So they got to present that to you, where you had no, and that was not the case. Europeans were paying annual tribute to us. This was a major issue. What was a major issue throughout Europe is that Europeans were petitioning the various kings and queens to intervene on behalf of their loved ones to get their loved ones out of Moorish captivity. They were priests who made what they call redemption. Had redemption orders. They would capture us and exchange some of us with some of them. That was one way. Another way was paying a ransom. So if we captured 100 Moors, right, then we're going to exchange 100 Moors for 100 Europeans, which is another way. But a major way was paying a ransom. They were religious orders or charity orders that were established for the sole purpose of raising finance to get Europeans out of Moorish captivity. This was a major issue throughout Europe, a major issue. What is this? You not learned this in school? Major issue. Oh, you thought that you didn't have any power. That's what. Oh, you thought that you were, connotatively speaking, slaves. That these African kings sold you into slavery and you were transported in the 1500s. You had no power in the 1500s. You had no power in the 1600s. That's what they made you. That's how they can get their story off. And that's what William Davis says, or Robert Davis. So there are Europeans who have written about the Moorish captivity. Linda Cowley, Colley, she writes about European narratives, European captivity narratives. There were Europeans who escaped. There were Europeans who escaped from our captivities. There were Europeans who, once their ransom was paid, they wrote narratives. And we call them, quote-unquote, slave narratives. They wrote narratives. So Linda Cowley has done research on a collection of European captivity narratives. Oh, that's why you didn't think that you had Europeans in captivity. That's what they want you to think, that you had no power. So when we talk about Europeans and Moors, but they call black, Negro, colored, African American, is always the concept of master, slave, like we in chains. Like our first being introduced to Europeans is when they call African kings sold us into slavery, and we already in chains. Like when the Europeans first put their hands on us, we already in chains. See that? See that concept? So that's how you even how you look at history, how you see yourself in relationship to the European. You see yourself in relationship to the Europeans as subject. I'm talking about the mentality. And Europeans had us in slavery. You never talk about that you had them in slavery. You never, that's not even part of discussion, public discussion. No documentary. No, there's no public at all. Robert Davis has a documentary, BBC, British Broadcast Channel. All right? Robert Davis. There were Europeans, and they were treated harshly, man. Of course, we're being treated harshly, but we already know that. But we don't know the European story. We don't know the European story. They were treated harshly. Europeans there were over 100,000. Europeans didn't come over here. They were transported, bounded in chains. See, when we say come, when Europeans came over here from Europe, it gives a picture of they're in the sea, they're coming over freely, you know what I mean? No. They didn't come over freely. They were bounded and chained and packed like sardines from Ireland to Barbados and the colonies. Packed like sardines. The State Records, Colonial Series. State Records, Colonial Series. Information is available. State Records, Colonial Series. So their story hasn't been told either. Ours hasn't. They hasn't either. Their story hasn't been told either. They were made to work, and they were treated harshly. They were lied to. They were plagued with this so-called indentured servitude. They were plagued. It lasted well beyond 7 years. They were plagued. They were treated harshly. Of course, they don't want you to know that because they got to see themselves as position of power. They don't want you to ever see yourself in a position of power, ever. They want you to always talk about, Europeans had us in slavery. But when you start talking about you having Europeans in slavery, now you're changing the dynamics. You're changing the dynamics. And I focus on this to show, see, we have to talk about when we were in power. See, we start the narrative off of when the European had us in slavery. We start the narrative off already. We start the narrative off from a subjugated position. We don't start the narrative off when we were in power. Start when we were in power and how we were defeated. I wouldn't start with when we were defeated. I would start when we were in power. So that what does that do? Come on, y'all, talk to me. What does it do psychologically? Thank you. Got to understand psychology. You don't see yourself as subject to the European. And you begin to say, damn, man, they had it hard. I didn't know the Europeans had it hard like that. Yes, they're kicking our ass right now. I know they are. They're killing us. They've been lynching us. I'm with that. They've been lynching us. They've been killing us. And the reason why I'm presenting this side of the story is to show that we were in a position of power and to give you information that to re-examine the transatlantic slave trade story. They get the transatlantic slave trade story off because you view yourself as subjects. You thinking that they were traveling back and forth unmolested. For 300 years, Spanish, Spain, Portugal, Netherlands, France, England, 300 years. We were seizing their ships. They was holding protests. Their loved ones are held in Moorish captivity. Newspaper articles, listing of ships. Joseph Morgan, historian, Joseph Morgan, European ships captured by the Moors. In 1700, early 1700s. Joseph Morgan. All right? Any questions? Criticism, comments? I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm making this up. If I am, you got to show me I'm making it up. I continue right along. All right. Now, yes, I got a question, yes. A comment, criticism.
In other words, well, the movie that they made, Trading Places, that's what they did.
Yes, they traded places.
Traded places with us, because this is what that's the point that I thought was our people. I say go to the movie with
Eddie Murphy.
And watch it, because that's what happened, but it was reversed. They're saying that they were the rich people, but we were not.
Right. They reversed.
We're the white people, but it's not a color, it's a status.
Right.
They asked the man to put the man for white because of the status that we have, which meant oil, high intensity, they're not that. But they say that because they traded places. We allowed it to happen.
There were eternal conflicts, sister. Even in Al-Andalus, they would defeat us because of internal conflict. All right? Well, we are not organized. There are internal conflicts, but the internal conflict, you're talking about internal conflict when we were already in power. The internal conflict you're talking about now we're not in power. We are working our way back to that. So, of course, there's internal conflict. You're correct with that. All right, but we are definitely not organized into government where we are running our government right now. All right, the eternal conflict that you're talking about in our reorganizing, bringing our people back into constitutional form of government. Most of our people are unconscious. Most of our people are classified as black, Negro, colored, Latino, Spanish, Puerto Rican, Indian, West Indian in the United States Census Bureau. In 1567, Philip II issued a bull in 1567, and he classified the Moors as Spanish. That's one. Moors were classified as Spanish, 1 point. Another point, Moors were not allowed to wear their Moorish headdresses, turban and feathers. 3rd point, Moors were not allowed to speak their language, Arabic.
Fourth point, Moors were not allowed to wear their Moorish garb. Fifth point, Moors were not allowed to use their names, Bey and Il. This was a bullet in the bullet. And they're enforcing that today. So you have Moors who are classified as black, Negro, colored, and African American, and Moors classified as Spanish, Puerto Rican, Latino, Hispanic, and they think they're different people. And you call Moors classified as Spanish, Latino, Puerto Rican, Morenos, that's a bad word. That's a bad word. No Moreno. Come on, man. You know Morenos? You know more? They applied a negative connotated meaning to it. All right? So we got work to do. We're going to continue to do the work. So if that bulla plays a major role even to this day. All right? In the coat of arms, and how do we know we're Moors? Continue with that. In the coat of arms of some Central and South American countries, i.e. Haiti, El Salvador, Argentina, Brazil, Peru, you'll see a soft fez and a pyramid. They're Moors. They're Moors. They're not Colombians. That's the Colombian warlords. Dominica, that's Dominican Brotherhood. That's the name. That's the Saint Dominica, Saint Dominique. Saint Dominique. They named after Saint Dominique. And their pedigree is Moor. Dominica is not their pedigree. That's named after Saint Dominique. Colombia is not their pedigree. Colombian warlords. The pedigree? Their pedigree is Moors. Their ancestry, lineage, consanguinity, pedigree, parentage, bloodline, Moors. I mean, it's not, a secret among, the general public, like, us, those who classify as black, Negro, colored. They're Moors. They're Americans. Any questions? Yes. I would always.
We're more, they start laughing, just like you said. What the hell is that?
Well, of course, if you say it like that, brother man, without any explanation,
I was telling that, but
they're going to laugh.
Oh, yeah,
of course. So
they were laughing, they were gone.
But and what context do you say? Because you said the way you see. Because people are listening, so we want to put it in. What context did you say? Did you just say the Moors and left it like that? No. All right, guys, talk to us. Talk to us.
What we are, where we came from.
All right.
And what nationality we have.
All right.
And there's no, I'm black.
All right. Did you show them an unabridged dictionary? Did you take them to Black or Moor?
Black Moor dictionary?
No. Did you take them to the word Black or Moor in unabridged dictionary? I'm asking. I don't know.
No, I didn't go to.
All right, let me help you out. All right, this is what you're going to do next time. No problem. This is what you're going to do next time. So they won't laugh at you. Black, B-L-A-C-K, Moor, Black or Moor, B-L-A-C-K-A-M-O-O-R, spelling for those. And parentheses, you'll see blacks, lowercase b, all right? Lowercase b, lowercase l, lowercase a, lowercase c, lowercase k, plus sign in the parentheses, all right? In the brackets,
Moor, capitalized. Capitalized M, capital M, lowercase o, lowercase r. All right? Notice. This is unabridged, 1950, 1940, 1950, 1960. All right, yes. All right? So notice, you want to point to them, notice that the word black is lowercase, for those who laughed at you. And that Moor is capitalized, for those who laughed at you. What part of speech is black? Thank you. Moor, proper noun. They're going to stop laughing a little bit. You got to give them, you have to show them some things. What you mean that bad? That bad. Well, I mean, what do you expect? Yes. I mean, what do you expect? Of course they're going to laugh at you. But I'm saying this would be a better approach, though. Because you're showing us something that you didn't write. This is in the book. Right here. They added black to Moor. I mean, that's a good start. I've used it many over the years. It's a good start. Lesson I got from RVBey. Good start. You don't think so? Yeah, I think so. All right. Try it. So they can stop laughing at you. All right? So you got to, so just give them information there, because not that they won't, but at least you have something that's grounded. All right? As opposed to just talking, off the top of your head, you can have something to show them. Any other questions? Comments? Any interchange you've had with friends, family members, co-workers? Anything you need to be clarified? All right, good. See, hey, that's why I do this.
Black Christian code. Was that European?
Yes, that's even in 1685, Code Noir. That's French. Code Noir, black codes. Code Noir, N-O-I-R, 1685. All right, and black codes, English, 1724. All right. What's that? No. I didn't say that, though. I got to clarify that. No. Let me clear. All right. Yeah, but because you said we just want a point of clarification, that's all. I didn't say that we run the whole election. What I said is that this upcoming election has everything to do with the Moors, and I explained why either Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump will be elected as the next substitute Grand Vizier. One of them will be elected to sit in your seat. I'm explaining to you. No. I'm not saying. No, hear me out. I'm not advocating for you to vote or advocating for you not to vote. What I'm explaining to you is that one of them will be elected to your seat. In our mind, because of reconstructed history, we think it belongs to them. We think the government belongs to that. They're the founders. We've been indoctrinated into believing that they are the founders of the government. They're the founding fathers. This is their country. We were brought on slave ships, all right? And we made the work to build the country up, all right? Where we don't see this, where we only see this as our country and that we were forced. When we talk about this being our country, we talk about it from a position that we were forced. We was made to work, and we built. You know what I mean? Made to work. That's saying I ain't talking about I'm saying this is our, we brought them over. They brought you in. That might make myself clear. So one of them will be appointed, elected to sit in your seat. Am I clear? All right, right on. Now, anything else? Yes.
Why do you think the Moors can't be citizens?
Huh?
Why do you think the Moors can't be citizens?
Who said the Moors can't be citizens? I said that. I'll clarify that. But if I, all right, let me clarify. All right, so he's saying, all right, that the Moors can't be citizens. All right. The Dred Scott case and how it's presented is not presented in the context of the true history, though. So, I'm going to clear it up. I'm going to talk about it in the context of the true history. All right? When it's Dred Scott comes to, all right. Keep in mind that this is your government. All right? This is your government. You have the Great Seal Pyramid, and you have the eagle. All right, Dred Scott. If you look more into the case, you'll see that it's an issue of legal status, an issue of nationality. Dred Scott, who was classified as Negro, and so therefore he's outside of the law. All right? He's outside of the bounds of the Constitution because of his legal status. The concept of our being citizens is really that's really a false concept there. All right? Because we're nationals. We're nationals. All right? So we're not pushing for citizenship. We are the nationals. Europeans would be Moorish citizens. Hillary Clinton is a Moorish citizen. I say Donald Trump is a Moorish citizen. All right? We are Moorish nationals. Hillary Clinton, Moorish citizen. You, Moorish national. Donald Trump, Moorish citizen. All right? This is the Moorish government. Now, they're controlling our government. I'm answering them, but I'm putting in this context, though, because it's not taught like this. When you read it, see, you must analyze law and history in the context of true history. We're analyzing it from that we came on ships somewhere. Now we're analyzing the Dred Scott case that we came on ships. So we were brought on ships from continent Africa to here, and we were made to bound this chains and made to work. That's the wrong way to look at the Dred Scott case. All right? This is our government. So what the brand black does, Negro does, it took Dred Scott outside. This is what it did. Negro. All right. One. What I'm showing y'all, for those who are listening, I'm showing the pyramid, Great Seal Pyramid on the left, and the eagle on the right. All right? The Great Seal Pyramid is the mother. The ego is the daughter. Dred Scott was taken from the pyramid side to the ego side. And that's what Negro does. The classification Negro. Yes. Black too, but in the case Dred Scott was classified as Negro. That's why I'm using Negro. All right, we're talking about 1850s. All right? So the concept of our not being citizen, we're talking about the United States occupying power, which is actually, see, the United States occupying power is functioning the Moorish government in a trusteeship capacity. So our people think that the name of the country is United States. The name of the government is United States. The name of this government is Morocco. The name of this country is Morocco. And we must analyze it in that context. If you're analyzing in the context of the name of this government as United States, the name of the country is United States, you're setting a false premise. And so anything you say after that, I don't care what you say after that, I don't care what you say after that, it's already false. You can't set a false premise and then something built on that, and then what you're saying is true. Whatever you say after that is already false. All right? So it's really the classification of black, Negro, colored, and African American takes us outside of even our own government. So we're not pushing for citizenship. All right? We're pushing to reclaim our government and to nationalize our people where we are nationals, Moorish nationals, not citizens. We wouldn't be Moorish citizens. Hillary Clinton would be a Moorish citizen. You'd be a Moorish national. Donald Trump would be a Moorish citizen. And he would be naturalized. So what they're doing is that they're exercising our Moorish sovereignty. And so the naturalization, so they're writing naturalization laws that benefit them. The naturalization is Moorish sovereign power. They're exercising your Moorish sovereign power, and they're using naturalization laws to benefit Europeans, all right, where they use the naturalization laws to bring hundreds of millions of Europeans from Eastern Europe in the early 1900s. Europeans were brought from Eastern Europe to Ellis Island. So they're using your national sovereignty, which to do that. And they determine who can come over, who can't. Or the Haitians can't come over. You know what I mean? The South Africans can't come over. You know, they're using your sovereignty, though. That's not their sovereignty. And they're using your sovereignty and your government, all right, to their benefit and the benefits of Europeans. They're not using our government and our national sovereignty to benefit those in Haiti and Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago, you know, and Cuba and El Salvador and Costa Rica and Congo and Rwanda, and they're using your Moorish government and your Moorish national sovereignty to benefit what? Thank you. So keep in mind, naturalization is the sovereign power of a nation, not of the colonists. All right? How am I doing? We got to analyze in this context. We must analyze that this is our government. And they're trustees of your government. This ain't their government. I'm not advocating them for them to leave. What I am advocating on is to restore the government to us. I'm not going to do a Mike Dicker on them. I'm not going to do a Mike Dicker. All right? My name ain't Mike Dicker. He's arrogant. I ain't. You know what I mean? I'm not, country, that Mike Dicker. I'm open my arms to Mike Dicker. All right? Yes. What's that?
Why can't we have a king over here? They won't allow us to have a king, right?
All right. Who's the they?
The European government who's in control now.
The Europeans who are killing you, Europeans who are lynching you, Europeans who control your government, all right? Europeans who brutalize you won't have what?
A king.
The ones who brutalize you, the ones who are using color of law and colorful courts to abuse you, the ones who are making big-time finance by having you in prison are not going to have what?
No king.
What would that mean then?
I mean,
That we would be in worship. That means the government would be back.
I read it in the book that you can't have kings over here. Only in
titles of nobility. See, now they know where he was going. All right, that's all. Let's clear it up. Talk to me. Now we go. Now we talking. You speaking my language now. Now you speaking my language. I love you, brother. Okay, go ahead. Now, you said we. Are you speaking French?
Yes.
Are you speaking French? Oui. Are you speaking French?
Now you get me.
Are you talking Europeans?
I'm talking European right now.
Can't have what?
We over here in the United States cannot have a king.
Are you speaking French?
French.
We sure. We. Are you speaking French?
We, the European.
I'm
speaking European government.
All right. So you. When you say we, you're not speaking French. You're saying we, meaning us and the Europeans.
Okay.
When you say we is a personal pronoun, nominative case. When you say we, what does we denote? I don't know. I don't know. You have to tell me. I don't know what you mean by we. So you have to tell me what we, the personal pronoun, plural, nominative case. When you say we, tell me what we denote. So when you say we, you're not talking about Europeans. All right, good.
Okay. Now, question is,
all right.
Why can't we have a king?
All right. No, I'm clear what he means. No, I'm clear. King, K-I-N-G. He's talking about titles of nobility. I'm going to answer that. All right. You said, now, we are the nobles. We are the sovereigns. We are sovereign grand commanders, royal monarchs, illustrious, freeholders, free white person, white person, free white person, white. We. That's me. That's what. They. Now I got to clear it out because you're saying we. They. Donald Trump, Donald Hillary Clinton, and the gang are cowards. They can't have titles of nobility. Talk to me. Let's go to Europe now. Who are the nobility in all of Europe? We are the nobility not only here in Europe too. Time. How am I doing, brother? Nature knows, of course you did. Nature knows of color line, chapter 6. The Negro, Moor, and the coat of arms of European aristocratic families. Ancient and Modern Britain by David McRitchie, volumes 1 and 2. Ancient and Modern Britain, B-R-I-T-O-N, by David McRitchie, M-A-C-R-I-T-C-I-E. David Ritchie, Ancient Modern Fiction. You have Images of the Blacks, a 3-volume book. Images of the Blacks. We are the nobility. Let's not talk about he only. Let's talk about we are the earls, the counts, the countess, the Dutch, the duke. So this is why the history is important, because we keep seeing them as the nobles. We keep seeing them as the kings and Dutch and countess and duchesses, dukes and earls, because they distorted the images. They titles of nobility. They nobility. Ill, title of nobility. Ali, they can't have titles of nobility. Esquire. Esquire. That's yours. Esquire. That belongs to you. Thank you. They can't have that. Of course not.
I just wanted to say it's interesting that you said that about Esquire. I didn't know that when I first used to it. I think we was
and the so-called prosecutor was supposed to have sent in a discovery. And the way I wrote it back, I said, he called himself Esquire. I said, in the pun, prosecutor Walden redressing himself. When he had to readdress himself because I wasn't accepting him,
right.
Saying to me, he's an Esquire.
Right.
Because I know he couldn't be that.
They're not allowed to have titles of nobility. The question is, why not? Why can't they have titles of nobility? You got to understand the history again. Because they're not the nobility. It's not that it's just in the Constitution. Why, though? Because they're not the nobility. See, they got you thinking that all that applies to you. That doesn't apply to you. So the Shriners, the European Shriners, claim to be nobles. They claim that noble is an office of the shrine. Noble is a hereditary title. You can't. That's not given. You're born into that. That's passed down through blood. So they got us thinking that noble is a title, an office of the shrine. It's misrepresentation and birthright theft. They're stealing your birthright. They're stealing your estate, your inheritance. Because we don't know ourselves. So we can have title of a king, emperor, bey, count, Dutch, duke, duchess. Are you clear on that now? All right, good. Any other questions? Criticism, comments. All right? I like questions because it clears up, issues. All right, yes. Oh, you're not raised out there, you raise your hand. Oh? All right.
I got a question.
Yes.
When you was breaking down the government titles,
Mm-hmm.
can those, the ones that you're mentioning, I don't see them in the rudder and the section.
You're talking about the pure divan. You don't see in the rudder section. The pure divan is not in the rudder section.
Say that again?
Yeah, pure divan, D-I-V-A-N, is not in the rudder section.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why is that in
That's
there?
the one who did the research, the brother who did the research about 30 years ago, did not put that in. I don't know why he didn't put it in. All right? I can't, because that was done. That was a brother did a research. Todd knows the brother. He did the research and put that together about 30 years ago. And I don't know why he didn't put Davan because Davan is the national executive body, and that's used in Middle Eastern countries. It was used. We use that in Al-Andalus. It's been in place for several thousand years, and the Shriners use it. The Shriners use that as a structure of their organization, the pure Davan. So I don't know why he didn't put that in there. Something that he probably didn't know and didn't see and find in his research. Yeah, D-I-V-A-N. Imperial Davan. Imperial Davan. Yes. D-I-V-A-N. And then. Well, no, that's not. That's a different etymology. No, it's a different etymology. No, Davan, from the Persian, it means it's like an anwar. A Davan is an anwar. Anwar, yeah, right.
Like an envoy.
Yeah, right, anwar, right. So it's still a seat. Yeah, seat. So it's being used as a seat of government. Right, right. That's the etymology. Right. Of course, absolutely. Right. But no, it's not. It's not just a position. The Davan. All right, the Davan is they use presidential cabinet. All right. So it's not just Davan is not a position. It's the cabinet. It's a Moorish council of government. So in the Moorish council of government, you have wazirs.
Same as
Wazirs.
A vote is really not what it's about. It's about the flex stuff.
Right. But I'm saying that Europeans use the term presidential cabinet just to try to so you can.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Right.
I got you.
So you have wazirs.
Yes.
Or they use secretary.
Exactly.
Right. So this is a Moorish council of government.
Sure.
All right. So this is the Imperial Davan is the national executive body.
And I understand what you're saying.
And Majlis is in the rudder and sextant. Majlis is some nation state use the word parliament.
Right.
They use parliament.
Right.
The European occupiers substituted word Majlis with Congress.
Okay, now, back to Congress.
Yes.
Congress means really to walk with.
Yeah, walk with. All right.
So, when you say they substituted it, we are the ones who authorized or what I call the Constitution to go down. We understand.
Will be step with.
Yeah, step with, walk with, be with, because con is with, regress, progress.
The step, yeah. Step with, yes.
That's what it is. So, stepping with the Congress on all the things that we have to know about.
All right, so did I clear that up for you with the field? No, go ahead.
I just want to clear this up for not just me, but for others as well. No, I don't, because I'm only going to say one short thing. I don't want to. I'm just glad.
All right.
No, I got my own. Thank you. I'm just saying, Abdullah, I'm so glad that you cleared this up right here. And when you said Congress, and I understand Majlis Parliament, and that's the people. And then there's a process.
It's the legislative body. Be more specific for those so that we can connect to those so they can understand it. It's national legislative body.
Don't understand how that works. If they read parliamentary procedures, then that's how the process of the Majlis goes. Same thing with the Congress, if you're really going to compare. If you would read in the Constitution that's the process of how it's supposed to work. So what goes on in the meeting?
I'm not.
It might not be the same.
All right.
It's not the same.
I'm not comparing. What I'm doing. All right. I know what you're saying, but I'm not comparing. What I'm doing is showing that they substituted
the words for this.
Right. Yes. I don't want people. Yeah.
Did they really do that, or did we allow that to happen? Because I know.
No, No, they did that. This is the word that we use. It's the Arabic word.
I understand, but the Constitution uses these words as well.
No, they're using Latin words. They're not using the Arabic.
Okay, I got you.
The treaty.
Okay, I got you.
Right. I mean, of course. Right. Absolutely.
All right.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Let's go back once again. 1567.
Okay, got you.
Moors were not allowed to speak their native tongue. One of the bulls, Arabic. We spoke. The Treaty of Peace and Friendship was written in Arabic. Muhammad ibn Abdullah wrote the Treaty of Peace and Friendship in Arabic, and it's translated into English.
But my understanding is that's not true.
Tell me why.
My understanding is that it was done in both languages. It was translated at the time that it was done.
Translated from what, though? Translated
from Arabic or Latin. Okay, this was in English.
That's
but
what
now,
I said.
that's what you're saying. But what they were trying to say is that it was originally written that way, and then later on or whatever. But I'm saying it was already cognizant that it would be both in the English and the Arabic.
But the Sultan of Muhammad ibn Abdullah signed it in Arabic. He signed the treaty that was written in Arabic.
And a different time frame, under proper time frame.
June 1786.
Okay, now I just got to say this one thing to you. If you go on the site, I don't know if you've seen that yet. Okay. If you go on the site, I put up an original handwritten request
By what they call themselves the respected.
It is written in Arabic or Latin and in English on the same.
Which one, Arabic or Latin? Which one?
Actually, I think it's Latin.
All right.
But you might want to double check that for me.
Well,
because that was the written language.
You know what Arabic looks like. You know it's not right.
Well, no, it's Latin.
All right.
Now, and the dictionary is written in Latin also, right?
They were translated from Arabic into Latin.
Agreed. That's it. My point is that at that time they had to write their request in both languages because Arabic is the language of law. Period. They had to write it that way. They had to make their request in both languages.
Yes.
Like stenograph, like
I'm with that.
And you have that line that goes down the middle. One side was actually written in one language and the other written in the other. The exact same thing.
All right. Now let's go back to 1567.
Okay.
Where the Bulla, one of the points in the Bulla is that we were not allowed to speak our native tongue, Arabic. What they did was translate Arabic text into Latin. Medical books, law books were translated from Arabic to Latin. We were writing in Arabic, we were speaking in Arabic. And 700, 800, 900, 500, 1100, 1200, 1400. Arabic. Not Latin. Arabic. They translated our text into Latin.
You know how to say this?
Wow, so I don't know why they called it their language, but that we weren't speaking that. No, I'm saying that we weren't speaking Latin. The Europeans, we weren't speaking. We were speaking Arabic. They translated after losing control of Grenada in 1492. All right. This is one of the points is that we were not allowed to speak Arabic. So we started speaking Latin. That was done by force. We weren't speaking Latin. We were speaking Latin by force. They were translating from Arabic into Latin, our text. We were reading books into our libraries. Our libraries had books written in Arabic. So how did the Moors come to speak Latin? By 1567. Moors were not allowed to speak in their tongue, Arabic. So you're not allowed to speak in their tongue. So what language were you speaking? Were you forced to speak? Latin. That's how Moors started speaking, come to speak Latin and writing in Latin. The Europeans? The Europeans are speaking in Latin. It's called Castilian and Aragonese. It's not Latin. Castilian and Aragonese. Castilian is not Spanish. It's Castilian. It's Castilian and Aragonese.
So some of the less educated Europeans were speaking neither. They were speaking
Aragonese and Castilian. Aragonese. But it's still part of this. It's still part of the same family.
Okay.
It's still part of the same family. What they today call Latin. Right. No. You say Gaelic? Oh no. Oh, you talking about a form of English or Germanic languages, right? But I'm talking about right. There was the Castilian and Aragonese. It was speaking the Castilian Aragonese. I'm going back to 1567. All right, because after our defeat, after losing control of Granada, that was the last stronghold. All right, then they were able to, put that bull out years later in 1567, and they forced us into speaking Latin. We were reading in Arabic. Arabic was the language that we were reading. The emperor, Muhammad ibn Abdullah, he was speaking in Arabic. The treaty was written in Arabic, translated into English, translated in English, but he signed it in Arabic. Up and even to 1786, we were speaking in Arabic. Where's your evidence, Abdullah? The Treaty of Peace and Friendship. I mean, I'm not just throwing stuff out there. But Latin was Castilian and Aragonese, that was forced on us. We were not allowed to speak Arabic. So what language were we forced to speak then? We were speaking some language. What language were we forced to speak? What language do our children raise up into? Latin or Aragonese and Castilian. See, they say in Spanish, it's Aragonese and Castilian. Yes. All right. Latin, Middle English. All right, you said before the 1500s. That's Middle English. They weren't speaking modern English. They were speaking Middle English. All right. Then you were looking at the 300s, from 300 to 900. They were speaking Old English, Old Norse, Old High German. Right. They're called the Germanic tribes. The Germanic tribes you're looking at, and it's all German. It's all German. It's called Germanic language, and the Germanic means sprout, to bud. All right, and so they're part of the Germanic tribes. You're going back to 300 and 400 AD. All right, but the point I was making with us is that we were speaking in Arabic. That's the language we were using. We were forced not to speak in Arabic. That was one of the decrees in the Bulla. We were not allowed to speak our native tongue, Arabic. And they forced us into speaking Latin. They translated medical books, math books. Math books were written in Arabic. Medical books were written in Arabic. They translated math books into Greek, law books into Latin. From Arabic. Look it up. I'll give you some reference. Look it up. Yes.
Where does other Native American languages like Algonquin, like speaking Arabic in the earlier?
He said, repeat the question.
Can you repeat it?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Okay,
where does Algonquin?
Where does other Native American
languages fit into us also speaking Arabic?
All right. Where does other Native American languages fit into our speaking Algonquin and?
Like you're saying, we were speaking Arabic mostly. But we also know we spoke other languages here.
Yeah, right. What I was speaking, I put in the context in which I said it. All right. I was put in the context in which I said it was that I was talking about an Al-Andalusia. Or we controlled Al-Andalusia for 800 years. We were speaking Arabic. You had caliphs and emirs. Emirs, E-M-I-R, A-M-I-R. They were emirates and caliphate. And we had the Moorish dynasties, and they spoke Arabic. There was a decree that we were not allowed to speak our native language, which was Arabic. I'm just giving you a reference point. That doesn't mean we weren't speaking other languages. I wasn't that, so yes, we were speaking other languages, absolutely. But a predominant language was Arabic. The Treaty of Peace and Friendship was written in Arabic. The Sultan, Muhammad ibn Abdullah, spoke Arabic. That's a fact. He spoke Arabic. The Treaty of Peace and Friendship was written in Arabic, translated into English. I'm just giving you references so you see I'm not making stuff up. I got to give you references. So if you have to give me references too. You have to give me references. I'm giving you references. You have to give me references. Right.
So when they did that, the book, we couldn't speak our own language.
All right.
Without the Bible.
Well, let me clarify this. Okay. He used the term Native American. All right. So I want to clarify this term Native American. Now, you know this is a misnomer. Wrong word, wrong term. It's a misnomer. Why? Why Native American is a misnomer? Huh? Somebody else? Someone else? One you said that they are not American.
American is the word American.
Yes. What's that? An American is a native. American is native. So you don't have to, it's just being redundant. American is native. The Europeans created this term, Native American. So this is birthright theft, this term. Because they created this term, Native American, as a contradistinction.
Indian.
No, we're not talking about Indian. I'm talking about Native American and American. Let's talk this first. Let's clarify this. Native American and American. The Europeans, if you were in China, El Salvador, Costa Rica, South of Africa, Rwanda, and you said that you're an American, what will they perceive you as? They'll say you are what? A United States citizen. I didn't say that's what that means. I didn't say that. I'm saying how it's perceived. How it's perceived. The Europeans did that. They falsely interchanged the name American with the generic term United States citizen. The Europeans did this. Is birthright theft. So they refer to Native Americans as those on reservations, American United States citizens. Yes. Native American, Al Gore. American, Hillary Clinton. Native American, Donald Trump. Native American, those on reservations. The false is false.
And that's why I said they substitute the word native or
right, but we want to just, all right. Let's look at what's already up here. Let's focus what's already up here first, because you're adding another word. Let's first clarify this.
No, that's what they say. That's what they're saying. That's a word that they have used, and instead it was transposed into Native American as opposed to Indian.
I hear what you're saying. We can address that first. Let's address this. See, when you add another word, you're adding another word, Indian. You're adding another word, Indian. No, I'm not. I'm talking about what you're doing right now. We're analyzing the term Native American and the word American. You're adding another word. Let's first analyze this. It is the general public, when they say American, they interchange it with United States citizen. Are you clear on that? When they say the term Native American, they're talking about those on reservations. Well, I'm saying to you that that's false. American doesn't mean United States citizen. American means native. An American is one who's native to the land, which doesn't include Al Gore, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, George Washington, George Bush Jr., George Bush Sr., that doesn't include them. All right? So they added the word native to American to make a distinction when there is none. This is fraud. The term Native American is fraud. It's fraud. You say American. So now let's talk Indian. Now let's add that. I'm with you. Let's add that. So you said Indian and what? Native American. So now let's add that. Indian. I'm with you. Native American. I just wanted to do one at a time, though. So you're saying that, and you're right. They interchange Indian with Native American. And she's right on that. Now, are you aware of the etymology of Indian? Coming from Sanskrit word, Sindhu. This is Sanskrit. Hindu. All right? They Arabicized, all right? And Indian, English, or anglicized it. They anglicized it. No, but I'm saying that land wasn't called India. All right, hear me out. In 1492, that land wasn't called India. So the story of Christopher Columbus saying that y'all get the whole story is that the name wasn't called India. Sindhu. Right? All right, yeah, so to say that Christopher Columbus, thought that the people was coming from India, I'm saying the name India didn't exist. The name India didn't exist. No, you missed my point. So in 1492, the name Indian didn't exist. So Christopher Columbus could have not thought that. Christopher Columbus could have not thought that the people came from India. The name didn't exist. I'm not talking about the place. The name. Yeah, so he couldn't have said, well, I'm going to call the people Indians. The name didn't exist. All right, now hear me out. Yeah, the Moors ruled Spain for 800 years. That's a lie. Why is that statement a lie? The name Spain didn't exist. I'm not talking about that. You can't say the Moors ruled Spain for 800 years. Why? The name didn't exist. It's Al-Andalus. So you can't say Christopher Columbus thought the people came from India. The name didn't exist. It's a Sindhu. And then Arabicized Sindhu to Hindu and anglicized it to India. That's the point I'm making, sister. Al-Andalus. Al-A-L-A-N-D-U-L-U-S. You can't say Moors in Spain. The title's false. The false title. I know there's a book called Moors in Spain. I know that. I know there's a book called Moors in Spain written by Stanley Lane Poe. What I'm saying to you, the title is a misrepresentation. It's a misrepresentation. When the Moors controlled that area, it wasn't called Spain. What I'm saying to you is important because we're talking history. And this is how it's a distortion. That's all I'm saying, y'all. Am I clear or not? Am I making sense? Don't know what I'm talking about, or talking over your heads, or acting. All right. Any other questions? All right. Now there was an area. Hispaniola, all right, but Al-Andalus, you're going back about 1,000 years. But as far as Spain being a nation, it was Aragonese and Castile, and they merged their kingdoms. How did the modern nation Spain form? From two kingdoms, Aragon and Castile, formed modern day Spain. That nation state did not exist until that point, 1469, when they got married. Yes. Two kingdoms. Queen Isabella was the queen of Castile. King Ferdinand was the king of Aragon. So that was a political move. Their marriage formed that union between two kingdoms. Why did they do it? Why? Let me give me a minute. Why did they do it? To strengthen their economic, military, and political power to defeat the Moors in Granada. Moors still had a stronghold in Granada. We weren't totally seized. We reorganized under the Sardinian dynasty in 1500. But we lost control of the last stronghold, Granada. And then now Christopher Columbus is discovering America. We're Moors. We're Moors. There you are, you got the Moors with this great, all these 4, 5, or 6 Moorish dynasties for 800-year period, now they don't know who the people are? Now, 1492 Christmas Columbus, you don't know who the people are? Come on, man. Come on, fam. Come on, y'all. Come on. Now what? People only don't know who the people are. They full of crap. Yes, sister.
No, now I got it. I wasn't actually who was the queen.
Oh, yes. This history is important because you said, how do you know we're Moors? You want to be able to explain how do you know you're Moors? I'm explaining to you how you know you're Moors. Once you know who you are in history, Queen Isabella.
You said that was when they were trying to conquer the moon.
Yes, that was why they did it. Meaning that we had lost control of Seville and Cordova, all right, during that time period of their marriage. The last stronghold that we still had was Granada. So they needed that union to defeat us in Granada. It wasn't a total defeat. We reorganized in 1500 under the Sardinian dynasty with the help of the Ottoman Empire. And we took control of the seas. We became the dominant seafaring commercial trading power. Ships. Europeans. Even before that, 800, 900, 900, the Trinidadian established in 1118. The Mercedarian in 1082. These are two orders, charity orders, that were established for the sole purpose of raising finance to get Europeans out of Moorish captivity. Trinidadian, Trinidadian. We had tremendous power. We were known. Thank you, Sam. But we don't know who we are, so that's a movie, you know what I mean? And it's just entertainment. I want to watch the Pirates of the Caribbean, you see that movie? What's that? All right. Queen Europa. It's a Moorish, actually, it's your name. It's a Moorish name, Queen Europa. And so she named her subjects European. So really the name applies to us. It's a Moorish queen. Queen Europa is a Moorish queen. All right, yes. So they're subjects to Queen Europa. Is that? Oh, all right, let me explain. No. That's not his name. Scipio Africanus is not his name. And Roman naming practice, Scipio Africanus is not his name. Scipio is his name, but not Scipio Africanus. In Roman naming practice, when you conquer a particular area, you take on that name of that area in which you conquered. So now he's what? Scipio Africanus. And that whole landmass wasn't called Africa. That whole landmass that you see today on maps wasn't called Africa like that. All right? No, not the whole landmass. Not the whole continent. I'm about the whole continent. All right, another question? All right.
Can you hear me now? First of all, man, you've given great information. Give him a big round of applause.
Thank you.
It's interesting. All you can do is give information, and you gotta put it all together yourself. I do have a question, though. Someone sent it to me, and I haven't had a chance to look at it. So I don't know how serious it is, and I don't know if you've heard about it, that they're thinking about giving reparations to African Americans. Now, before you do that, I went to Ellis Island. I already know that we are the natives, as you just explained. We are not African American.
Mm-hmm.
But if we, I want your spin on it, but my thing is if we choose to accept that we are African Americans, we just cut off all of our, that's what I think. Could you please?
Of course, no, you're absolutely right. All right, so you say they, meaning the European occupying powers, they call United States? All right. See, once again, they're taking a position that they're the founders and that this is their government. And we will, sorry for bringing y'all on those ships, you know what I mean, and make you build this country up, and we use it all as free labor. I mean, see, don't accept that, y'all. Don't accept that. Don't accept that. All right? See, the issue is restoration. She wants to know my twist on it. Restoration is the process of restoring back to the original condition or state. Here's the original condition. You back into your government. All right? And back into your government, where your government is now handed back to you. More sovereignty, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Coast Guard. We're talking about restoration. We don't want hear me out, family. We don't need reparations from them. They're not meant.
You explained that earlier.
Isn't that what Barack Obama did when they went back to the other countries?
No, we're talking about, all right. We're talking about our people classified as black, Negro, colored, African American, Latino, Spanish, Puerto Rican here. That's the case, all right? So we're just clear. So we're not talking about somewhere else. Just keep it here. The reason why our people will be jumping and clapping for joy, for reparation, because they don't know the true history. They don't know that this is their lost estate. They don't know that they are the sovereigns, all right? They don't know that this is their government. They still operate on the false history, all right? Now, keep in mind, let's talk the issue of reparation. Let's talk the issue of reparation. They still would have control of your government. They still would have control of your land, your lost estate, right? And you would go to them to buy cars, clothes. They'll still be taxing you. They'll be giving you a mortgage, taxing you, still be shooting you, still be what? Putting you in jail, still be what? Oppressing you, using color of law in your oppress you. Talk to me. You take calls from them, they'll give you mortgages, clothes, shoes. You will have them. So now, yeah, we're going to give them and reparations. And what? Because mortgage, shoes, them. They go. That's not the issue. That's the issue. And that's what they do. And so on. Right. They will give you that great soul with inflation. We're being played because we don't know the true history. It's all based on that. If we knew the true history, we'd be talking restoration. Restore our government to us, our land, our sovereignty, Air Force, Army, Navy, Marine. They don't have the power to do to us as it's doing to us today. If they thought about it, they couldn't do Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Coast Guard talk to me. We got to talk this way. Jack! No, I hear you, Ross. I'm saying, hear me out, Ross. We can't just talk about the land, Ross. We must talk about our government and our army. You have to protect it. You have to protect what you have. You can't take that land back. You got to protect it. You got to. So you can't talk about giving land back to a people if you're not going to restore. If you're not talking about restoring their sovereignty. You must teach those people military. It goes hand in hand. You can't just talk land, fam. You can't just talk land, fam. Why is somebody trick you into that? Hey, fam. How you gonna protect? And they still got control of your government. Ladies, the weed. Will.
How do they have control of that? Let me ask you.
Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to you. How do they have control of that if, in fact, it is our government? I know how is that most of our people do not know that, so therefore they don't, walk in that direction. Because from what's being said here, my question is, so how would it be restored? Because if you have that restored, let's say they have.
Oh, no, they're not going to restore it on their own, Ross. It's going to be economic collapse.
I don't know this.
All right. Come on.
So asking, you just using it as an example.
All right.
So that's out the door, because that has gone down. But does it not change the fact that this is still our stuff?
All right. No, let me clarify my point. All right. This Moorish movement is so important. We must continue to show self-government, that we're moving towards self-government. We will get aid from nation states. They're waiting on us. They're waiting for us to move to self-government. All right? They ain't going to just hand it over to you like that. You will get help. But we must show confidence in self. So this is why they continue to take this chaos, right? Because they don't want us to organize it through self-government.
Thank you for clearing that up. Thank you for clearing that up, because what you also have done is what we've been saying. You've got to get to study, know yourself, know your history, because if he just said somebody from the outside would help, that means your brethren from somewhere else, the east or whatever, as Prophet Elder always said. But ain't nobody coming to help you when you don't even know that, or you don't honor your own mothers and fathers. It's not going to happen. Am I right? It's just not going to. That's just like on a small scale, they can go, National Guard is coming. Well, National Guard is supposed to come for National, and there ain't no Nationals up in here. So there's nobody claiming that that's who they are. So it all, what he just did is affirm that it all goes right back to you. You need to get it on and study and honor yourself, your history, your mothers and fathers, and where you came from, and stop looking for somebody else to do it for you, because it can't change. But they can't have it that way.
And most of our people don't know that this is our government. And this is why this is a demonstration of the Pure Divan, Majelis now, the Shriners, the brothers who are Shriners. They will relate to the word of Pure. I can get their attention because they identify with the term in Pure Divan. They don't know its connection to Moorish governmental structure. They think it belongs to that's the structure of the shrine. That's the origin of it. So they have to be taught. So they have a form, but they lack substance. They must be given substance. And this is why I'm going to them and appealing to them. Or not, I'm not appealing, teaching. I'm not appealing to them, I'm going to be teaching them. Because I need to teach them. They don't know this. They don't know this
like
this.
the key is to teach, and that's one of the things it's just to teach. And if you're a student, you don't get what's being taught. Maybe you passed, maybe you didn't make the B, maybe you made an A, maybe you made a C, or whatever it is. But you're going to have to grade yourself, and you're going to have to figure it out and you get past it. Because that's all that anybody can do. Oh, well, we should have teach like this to teach. No, this information, you have never even heard it before. Go check it out. Go see if it's true or not. And then read that.
We got a question here.
How many people do you think will go for that?
Go for what? I can't. Go for what? Yeah, but we're not pushing that. You asking us?
I heard somebody did, and the government wanted to keep up the money.
What I'm saying is they proposed that. Yes, it's new.
Right.
Yeah. But a whole bunch of them may go for it, but there'll be a lot less than used to. It don't matter if they feel much faster, that's all.
Our people will go for that. Most our people will go for that because they're not taught the true history. They will go for that.
Yes, they will.
Right. So a lot of our people will go for that.
They will go with it. I mean, they need this. It's a small.
And right now today, they were giving 20,000 dues like this brother here said.
$1 billion, man.
And FRN. That might be enough for a whole bunch of them. It's called sellout. Today, right now, they're second. They don't have food, don't have...
And they will go to Europe to get food, go to Europe to get cars, clothes, and they're going to get it back. It's going to go. It's not going to cycle into our community.
No.
Not even us.
Black? Yeah.
It's going to cycle right to them.
That means I'm on it.
Put a Harry something on there.
It's almost as if you're giving them the power. It's almost as if the $20 billion would be given to the Europeans. The $20 billion would be given to the Europeans. We're not organized into government structure like that. We lack knowledge of who we are. And people are going to buy cars. They're going to buy cars, boats. You know what they're going to buy. You know what people are going to buy. You have to know that. You know, cell phones, $1,000 cell phone, cars, go to vacation. All right? You already know it. You already know that. They're going to buy that. They couldn't spend it fast enough. Well, that too. They couldn't spend it fast enough. To them, they could be spending it too slow. And they got pride like the bills in hand. All right? So we're going to end here. So 10 o'clock right now. We're going to end? Yeah, 10. All right? I want to thank Annie and Rob for bringing me here again. And I trust that this... We started 7:40. I've been gone for 2 hours and 20 minutes. I've been gone for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah. So I trust that clarifies some misconceptions, you know. All right?
Okay.
So we'll
First of all, I want everybody to know, we were going through some pain, thinking and thinking this and thinking that, and the state of Europe, all my stuff. We talked about it last week. It really did. And, we're going through this. But Julie is committed to every fourth Wednesday to be in here. Myself and Anna E, second and third Wednesday. We're going to keep it that way. It's like, you just... And then we are going to have the Sisters Health Workshop. I'm not saying yet, but it will be next. Be here. Tomorrow, next week, the first Wednesday? Tomorrow, we're supposed to be doing a health workshop. Here, not that for sisters, but we're going to build that up and see from this area. Well, actually, I think she said she's definitely doing it Carew. Sister Carew. Yeah. Yeah. So I know who she is? Oh, good. Then that's something to find out. Danielle, she kept those in her earrings. Those are really nice. I like them. Yeah, I like them. Those are cool. So we're going to keep this thing going on and try to get it back to where it's supposed to be because it's hard to leave and leave it open and there's some other reasons that's going through my head. And then understand why it even went like this. It has nothing to do with me, but I got it, or us, but I have to deal with what is the divine law standing, saying change something. We may even get so to where it's mostly women will be doing classes. Sorry if you don't want to be taught by women, whatever. And with the exception of Julie, of course, laughter, right? Give them a hand. And I have to say, Abdul, thank you for even wanting to come back, because I started on my whole sojourn on this by knowing you and Todd, of course. And then we all do our thing, and then you came back saying, okay, I'm ready to come back to New York every week. During the time when we only had 2 weeks. We only had 2 weeks because the place here got us down to 2 weeks for whatever reasons they had. Had nothing to do with us, had to do with what they were doing, plus the other group that was meeting here, as I explained, and they needed to meet, and then they terminated. So it all happened at the same time. So I got to look at it and say, so what's happening going forward at the same time? So Billy's like, I want to come back and make sure I give classes in New York. I can help out with that and teach the people. I'm like, well, dang, dude, we only got 2 weeks. Which one am I supposed to give you? And so that came, though, right after that where they opened it up. I'm like, oh, that's why that happened. So we're going to slowly put it back together. We hope that you still will support it. Now, let me just say this. Now, I don't want to change the mood of the day, but go up on the site and listen to, I didn't post it. I'll be posting it tomorrow. I'm not even going to go through it right now because it was just a response to, to something. I don't even want to get into it right now because it's in response to, like, so part of the other part of the reason that things are hairy is because there's a lot of, quote, I'm going to use, quote, unquote, new Moors. I like to say new Moors. I don't like saying new Moors because we're not new Moors. We're Moorish return. We're in Sisters return. But there is a group of people who actually call themselves new Moors. And my opinion is they're very unsteady. I'm not trying to knock them, but they literally put up a article saying debunking the sovereign citizen myth adopted by Moors, RVBey, false claim. Y'all saw it? Yeah, it says RVBey, false claim. Now check it out. So I just, Divine Law comes all of this. I just got a new laptop yesterday, right? And so I had opened it up and they had put all the stuff on it. I said, well, let me just see how it works. And I decided to go on the internet, hit RVBey publications. I never really do that. And, these things came up, and I'm so grateful for all of the people that are connected to it and how look at 1 or 2 pages of stuff when you do it. That's great. That's like so great, right? But a couple people, they connect stuff that has nothing to do with the right stuff. It has to do with something else, but that's going to happen. But then you have someone who says they're from the New Moorish Science Temple of America, New Moors, and that they are going to debunk the myth, the sovereignty myth, or this isn't the headline, the other one says RVBey, false claim. Oh, so I said, oh, shoot, why am I going to know that I'm supposed to look at this? So I look at it and I read it. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can go and punch it in and read it yourself. Basically, they were talking about, and they told about Taj and how, like, just to give you an idea of what they were debunking. They took our site and they said, for instance, it says, no, that's why they call Taj here a resident of New Jersey. So I knew resides in New Jersey or whatever. So I knew right then, these ain't no real Moors that know what to say because they would know not to say that. No, this is not on the website. This is not on the website. You have to search this. No, that's not what I'm saying. Let me just say what I'm saying. They took what we had written and they said, RVBey says this. RVBey being the publication. I'm really RVBey. They don't even know that. They don't. A lot of them don't. They don't know. If they knew I was a woman, they really don't. I don't bother. Just as long as the message is out. So then they would say, as an example, where is it? Oh, yeah, a ticket summons suit is a suit. A ticket summons is a suit against you. We say that. Because we know that a foreigner, a person, anybody, I don't care who they are, if you would sue the ticket, they get sued you. Do we know this fact? Let me show you the pettiness of how they did. It's not really a suit. It's an indication. What does it say in it? It's an indication that the suit has been, that a legal process. Oh, yeah. The ticket silver suit is not a lawsuit against you. We didn't say lawsuit. We said it was a suit, which, whatever. But it is evidence that a suit or a legal process. That's their debunking. Do you understand the stupidity? It gets worse when they say something to the effect. They took their answers, like surcharges, off of the DMV's explanation to you on what a surcharge is. So here's what I'm going to read to you to show you how much. I'm not going to read what they said. I'm going to read you my response, which will help you understand some of what they said and hopefully put everybody in order. Because once I saw that, I said, really? This is what these people are doing? I'm thinking, maybe we're making some mistakes. Maybe we got to look. Maybe we need to build, I'm serious. And then when I read this, my concern is that you people coming into this information never fall prey to that contract. Ever fall prey to it. And if that is what they're falling prey to, I don't know what to say. But I will help to show and hopefully give the spirit and the information as to don't fall prey to that ever. So what I did is I commented back because it was, it's posted. It's posted. Enough to post it. So I posted back. I'm just going to read it real short, not that long. And when I posted it back, it says, your comment is under moderation. I said, oh, boy, that might never get posted. They may not ever post it now. Okay, hold on, guys. I want to read it to you, but I thought I had it. Hold on. I have my old version of it, but I updated. See, when you write, wow, what did I do with it? I was reading it in the car. I know what I did. I'm looking for my response, and I'm going to left it here. But I'll read the old one because the old one is good, too. I just left out a couple of words. Just hold on a second, guys. You're going to love this. I'm so sure. And then we can close this up. I thought I had another copy. All right, well, I'll do it this way. All right, listen. So the name of this person, and this is divine law, is Grand Sheik Way L. Truthfully, it's Grand Sheik Wrong Way L. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I'm saying that to say that I give credit. From what I read for this, I'm giving credit to all the channels that do good, because there's no way this guy got a charter. How nerve of you to post something internationally and nationally that's this weak against your family. That's the worst part. Grand Sheik Way L and Brother C. Harrison, parentheses, Ali, close parentheses, Bey. You have both shown that you are not astute in law, but are astute in thinking that those who propose to be officers, officials, lawmakers, and enforcers are actually officers, officials, lawmakers, and enforcers, when they are not. Example one, a police is not an official or officer. He is not an official, nor are they law enforcers. They are policy enforcers, private security guards, working for corporations, and those who are members of corporations and break corporate codes. Case law. It is not the duty of the police to protect you. Their job is to protect the corporation and the rest code breakers. That versus Tallahassee. Example two, it is not a matter of what the New Jersey state or any state's motor vehicle surcharge system, MVBS or MVS, says or prints as to the definition of what a surcharge is, because that's what they use for their lawful points. So that means that they believe that the states and the states' ordinances and statutes is the law. That's all that it means. That's all that it means. Okay. So it says it's not what they say it is. The prophet told you, it says it's not what they say the surcharge is. It is for you to know what a surcharge is in law. of which such definition applies to any state and to any agency, agent of the agency, charter, subcharter, chapter, subchapter, association, organization, corporation, and or entity operating upon the American land. Because they're occupying on the operating on the American. Then I give you the definition of a surcharge. Not what the DMV says a surcharge is. You need to know. Definition of a surcharge is an overcharge, an exaction, an impost, or encumbrance beyond what is just and right or beyond one's authority or power. When you read that thing, they say, RVBey says that it's an impost. But really, the reason why they surcharge you, at least for 3 years, they took that crap right off of the DMV. You understand what I'm saying? But this is no more. I'm like, oh my gosh. That's why I mentioned that. There's other circumstances. So possibly you would rethink and rewrite your article as it is weak as it pertains to law. The prophet told you to enforce the Constitution, which is for the United States of America, which is comprised of all states, and all states are union states established by charter and subcharters. They are also quasi-national domiciles, and they are not national domiciles. Remember how Billy said we got to come into our place? You've got to know that you cannot be a member of them, period. All right? You can't step into your place. You can't. And until you don't, you won't get any salvation from anywhere. So here you go. Okay, so they are also quasi-national domiciles and are not national domiciles. The national domicile is for nationals, such as laws. Nationals are tied to the land and are part and parcel to it. The geographics of said land are described in Chapter 47 of the Circle 7 only provide and includes the American land extended continentally, north, south, central, and the adjoining islands. The reason he gave the instructions for you and I at Moor to enforce the law of the land is so that you and I are not molested by those other citizens. You do know who they are, don't you? If not, the sooner you find out by study, the quicker you will be out of the mental slavery you are currently in. As an elder, you are the law enforcer and the law abiders. Obligations to enforce American national policies of 1791, which you must all interact to. And it does not mean to interact to the same quality of constitution or agency DMVs, as they may in fact give and enforce fallacious information, particularly as it applies to law, because they said we were given fallacious information. Thus, Article 6 is to be enforced as states cannot even make law. You both need to show yourself approved and know the difference between a statute and ordinance and policy, all of which apply only to members of state corporations, the other citizens that will molest you, and not to national to any national being. And if they do make any statute of the law, and that's their fallacious law, the rules the rules of law already found in the organic amendment and the Constitution of 1791. It has no Indian law. Again, I would say, why? Because the so-called laws of the state is as that is, I think they're more color laws. Because the color law is something that goes on all the time, right? And it's because it's in the definition of dictionary, it means it's cool. Color, I said, why are you enforcing so-called laws of the state? As that is the color law, color authority, and color of office, that's all. You know anything, stand by to God, and that comes out of the prophet's word, this way, to said it this way. You know that anything, but obviously this thing, well, where's the other, I'm almost done, but give me the other microphone then, if you have it. Okay, well, hold on, let me just finish reading this. Take 2 seconds. You know that anything stained, varnished, or dyed is color. Otherwise, is a semblance of that which is real, even in phraseology, but it is not real. This is what you, as a grand sheik, ought to be protecting the people and your members from. Upon studying the true law of this land, it may bring what is being said here to a better light for you both. As truth and falsehood is strangely mixed, and you have displayed it so eloquently by your mixing of apples, oranges, bananas, as it pertains to law. Lastly, and very important, we at RVBey Publications do not claim to be sovereign citizens or partake in any such activity of a free man on the land and all those other eccentric brands and labels and things that do not allude to national and national activity. They are potentially dangerous wording, especially for you to throw around. Because for one, sovereignty does not stand alone. It is determined by your nationality. Your nationality determines your political allegiance, meaning the allegiance to your family, of which you have no allegiance to your family, as your writings and audacity to post such is clear dividing of the family. Do not confuse the sovereign citizen movement established by modern Europeans in a conquest intent to steal your inheritance and hide the truth about your birthright. The prophet's call was to come near the truth about your nationality and your birthright. Sovereignty actually indicates your relationship to the land of which modern Europeans and all of their institutions and organizations are occupiers of it, and they know it, and they don't really hide that, but you must seek to find it. Upon asking any modern European for their nationality, you will find it to be Irish, German, French, etc., because they are not the aboriginal people of the American land and state. They are not the nationals here. If you, Glenn Sheik and C. Harrison RVBey, read chapter 47, you would have a better understanding of what and where that land and state is from us. This is a piece of the illustrious history and the vast estate that you will gain back in a conflict that cannot be told in words, as your conflict will come first with you, then you will attempt to explain it in words. Lastly, what you have written in words entitled Debunking Sovereignty, this is the title, Debunking Sovereignty Myths, RVBey Publications False Information, is a blatant example of your lack of study to show yourself approved, unless you are a member of a corporation or of the United States of America, which is a corporation operating under English law, not American law, and under the authority of charters, which proves who they are and are not. If you are such a member by choice, be it voluntary ignorance or involuntary ignorance, it explains your untoward division of the family. Islam Forevermore, Sister Rosamariah Bey, publisher of RVBey Publications, Sheik by decree and by birth, as sheiks are born, not made. Right. Did y'all get that? Got it. Julie, what were you interrupted for? You need what? Oh, you're taking them? Is that why? Because you're listening. Okay, got you. But I do have one question while you're going out. You see how you were talking about this is our land estate. They're occupying on it. That they're in all this control. But as soon as we take the position that we're supposed to take proper, everything will change. Is that what you're saying to the people as well? As soon as we take our position, come into the fact that this is our estate, not theirs, because you're saying they're occupying it. Now, why was the Constitution written? Was it written at the time to bring peace to what looked like war, and then which was war, and then they eventually just simply took over because of our lack of knowledge? They're violating the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, then, is what you're saying. Okay, so that's why you should enforce. When we say enforce the law, we say the Constitution of the land, really, the treaty is really supreme to that. Because if you read that treaty, it says everything. Once you know that you are a Moor. And stop arguing with people about whether you're a Negro, color, African American, black, or whatever the heck else that they want to call you. Islam. All right, so he's taking you. Is that it? All right. All right, who's going to do the invocation now? Huh? Huh? I don't know. Go ask her. Go ask her. Go ask her right now. She is actually interrupting me. Oh, my God. Are you listening to him? It doesn't matter. Okay, I told you I can give you okay, you can take one. You see what you did? Yeah. That is ignorant, huh? Gosh. I don't care. This is how you can have. Oh my gosh.
Slide on the left, on the right. Repeat after me. Allah.
Allah.
Father of the universe.
Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love. Truth. Peace. Freedom. And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
Guide.
My guide.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Noble Jew Ali.
Noble Jew Ali. Islam. All righty.